I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water. All I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water. I am bringing, all I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water. All I need is one mic, one mic.
Yes.
One mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh man, thank you. Thank you. Man, I noticed that you're sitting in the front, and some of you guys is gonna get burnt up if you sit in the front. You're gonna get burnt up. You know, some people say that I'm an uncontrollable dragon. I spit out fire. I can't control my fire. I'm an uncontrollable dragon. So if that's true and you sit in the front, you will get burnt up. So let the fire department sit there. Let the fire department sit there. And tonight, you better hope for climate change. You better hope for climate change. You better hope Antarctica will melt. So if it's true that I'm an uncontrollable dragon that can't control my fire, you're going to get burnt up, and you better hope for climate change so that the Antarctica will melt. So I'm bringing flood and I'm bringing fire at the same time. And I'm letting you guys know, if you're homosexual, you want to drown, or you want fire. You want to get burnt up, or you want to drown. So you got to make a choice here. You know, got to make a choice: to drown or get burnt up. So if you're homosexual and you're in the front, you want to stay in the front, you got to make that choice: burnt up or drown. All right. And I love you guys. I'm telling you. So this is a warning. If you sit in the front, you're gonna burn up. And if you're hoping for climate change, then you're going to drown. It's 2026, and it's time to be real. 2026, and it's time to be real. And talk about 2026, man, white people are acting crazy. And it's not surprising, especially white Christians. White Christians got some type of mental illness. European white Christians have a mental illness. White Christians in America have a mental illness. What do I mean by that? A mental illness. I mean that they say that they're Christian out their mouth, but their character doesn't match Yeshua, doesn't match Jesus Christ. So I want you to imagine, not imagine, but tell the truth. When you see white Christians. See, white Christians, they kill. And when they kill you, they justify it. Just as if they didn't kill you. They go kill some niggas, and then they justify it. Just as I didn't kill a nigga, I am forgiven. And then they say that they believe in God. They have faith in God. And God says, thou shalt not kill. But they will go kill and justify their killing. And then on Sunday, they at church and said that if their favorite character is Apostle Paul. Why is Apostle Paul their favorite character? Because Apostle Paul was Saul, and he was killing Israelites. He was killing black Israelites. And so white people says like, okay, I'm just like Apostle Paul. I'm going to kill some brown people, some black people. And then when I'm done, Just like I didn't kill, I'm justifiable. And that's the reason why they can relate to Apostle Paul. Because their crimes and their sins are justifiable. That's retarded, right? I told you, white people who are Christians have a mental illness. They have a mental illness. They will steal. They kill, and then they will steal from other people's country, from other people's lands. And when they steal it, they will say, well, I'm justifiable. Just like I didn't steal. And then they go to church on Sunday and say that their favorite character is Apostle Paul. And we know that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Look at Trump. Trump don't care about no Iran. He don't care about killing people. All he cares about oil. Oil. He cares about oil, hoping that Iran don't do anything to the oil. We need the oil. That's Trump. He's stealing and killing. And his Christian friends surrounding him would say, we're justifiable, just as we didn't sin. And on Sunday, they will say that their favorite character is Apostle Paul. Never say Jesus. They will say Apostle Paul. They don't say Jesus. They say Apostle Paul. Because Apostle Paul, before he was Apostle Paul, he was going around killing Israelites. And they're like, we're just like Apostle Paul. And now it's Sunday, we're justifiable, just as I didn't kill nobody, just as I didn't steal from nothing from nobody. Because I am justified, because I have faith. Because thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. I have faith. Because they believe faith is just knowing the name of God, knowing the name of the Son of God. That's their faith. I know Yeshua's name. I know Jesus' name, but they deny the power. They know his name, but they refuse to deny the power. That's antichrist. You know the name, but you refuse to do the opposite. You refuse not to listen. You refuse to disobey. That's antichrist. If you're a parent and your kids refuse to obey you, that means they hate you. They refuse to obey everything that you say. That means they anti-daddy, right? They're against their daddy. They don't want to walk in their daddy's shoes. That is anti-Christ. So white Europeans scare me, man. They have some type of mental illness. White Christian people have some type of mental illness. It's a mental illness. When you can just do whatever you like and say you're justifiable. While everybody else around the world that loves God is trying to keep his commandments and do his will because they love him. They're not the opposite of a white mental illness Christian. It's a mental illness. I'm going to kill you. I'm justifiable. It's just like I didn't kill you. And so when you bring it to their face, they'll be like, oh, Trey, I'm a sinner. And I'm always going to be a sinner. See, you, my people who love God, would never say that. That you're always going to be a sinner when you know that you have the power of Yeshua is in you, right? The power because you love God, and his power makes you to what? Repent and make you clean and make you holy. But these people say they're always going to be a sinner because they can't. I'm always going to be a sinner until Yeshua comes. When Yeshua comes and you've been sinning, you're going to The wages of sin is death. Well, you should change now. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting to be changed? You should change now. See, this is mental illness. White Christians have mental illness. They're talking about they're always going to be a sinner. They can't. They don't have it in them. But they claim that they have faith. You have faith. When you have faith, you do what your coach says. If I'm on a basketball team and I'm on a football team, I have a coach. And if I believe in that coach, I do what he says because I believe in him. Abraham did what God says. Abraham did what God says. That is faith. I do what it says. But they go kill a nigga. And then they say, I'm justifiable. Just as if I did not kill you, I'm forgiven. That's retarded. That's a mental illness. And when Sunday come, my favorite character is Apostle Paul. What did Apostle Paul do before he became Apostle Paul? He was Saul. He was doing just killing Israelites. Killing Israelites. What is white Christians doing? Killing Israelites. Killing black people. Killing brown people. Killing indigenous people. Killing indigenous people that have a faith, that have a faith in God and are willing to do God's will. Every person that white Christian Europeans kill are people who are spiritual, have a spiritual ties to God. So who's atheist and who's spiritual? Who's atheist and who actually believe in God and love God? Is it these white Christians? Are they atheists? Because an atheist person is a person that don't believe in God. But I think they're pretending. I think they're pretending to believe in God. Because how can you believe in God and live and do the things that you do? And when you do it, you say, I'm justifiable. That sounds like a wolf. Wolf is telling the lamb, I'm just a wolf. That's what a wolf do. I'm just a wolf. I'm not a lamb. I'm not a sheep yet. I'm just a wolf. I'm justifiable. I don't know any better. White Christian people got a mental illness, y'all. I told you, if you sit in the front and you're a white Christian with a mental illness, you're going to get burnt up. And if you hope for climate change, you're going to drown. You're going to drown. Now, black people, I love my black people. But one thing I don't like about black people is I can't trust black people. Especially black people that love money. Black people that love money, I can't trust you. I love you, but I can't trust you. Because as soon as somebody offers you some money, you become a Judas. You become a Judas. You turn on your people. You influence your people with wickedness for money. And you will kill your people for money. How do we know this? You've been doing it. You've been doing it. So I can't trust my own brother or sister. Those who love money, I can't have them around me because they become a Judas. They become a Judas. They become a Judas and they start to worship the white man. What I mean by worship the white man is just like remember when they was a slave in Pharaoh's time, they loved Pharaoh more than they loved God. How do we know that? Because when Moses freed them, they want the things that was in Egypt. They wanted to worship the things that's still in Egypt. So if you try to free black people, do they want to be free? Or do they want the ways of the white man? They want the white man's money. They want the white man's behavior. See, the white man's not going to put you in slavery. They're not going to put you in slavery. That's not happening. Because the white man is the devil, and he knows if I put you in slavery, that'll make you behave. That'll make you behave. So the white man's not going to put you in slavery because he doesn't want you to go to heaven. He doesn't want you to be in the character of God. So if he puts you in slavery, you start acting like you start being in the character of God. Because a servant is greater than its earthly master. A servant is greater than its earthly evil master. Jesus came to serve, not to be. He came to be served, not to be served. He came to serve, not to be served. So if he put you in, so the white man's not going to make you be a slave again. Because he knows that he have you cursed already when you want to be like him. When you want to be like the white man, when you worship the white man over God. See, you will obey a white man before you obey God. When Jesus tells you to do something, you refuse it. But when a white man tells you to do something, you want to do it. And Yeshua gave you warning. Do not be in love with money. But the black man, he just loved his money. And then he influenced his own people with bad behavior. They give you TV shows. They give you movies. They let you be directors, enticing you to influence your own people. Y'all see that show Good Times? I ain't talking about the old show Good Times. I'm talking about the new Good Times they put on Netflix. You see who it's produced by? But do you see the characters and the behavior in this new cartoon called Good Times? What would make a black person do that? What would make a black people produce this type of show and say, look at you. This is you, black folks. This is you. This is this is you. This is your character. This is being black. And knowing that black people, this is not your character. This is not the image of God. But look who's directing it. Look who's producing it. Who's making them produce that? Who's making them direct that with that type of behavior? You see? But those black folks that's doing that, like, I don't care. They become Judas. They don't care about you. When a white man gives them money, they become Judas. They will kill you. So when it comes to black people that love money, I don't trust you. Because I know you'll kill me. You will kill me. If you did it to Jesus, I know you will do it to me. My brown people. I love my brown people. Because y'all some dedicated people. I like the dedication in my brown people. Y'all be like, F Trump. I'm crossing the border anyway. Y'all like F Trump. I'm crossing the border anyway. I like that. I like that. Because you don't give up. And you be like, I'm crossing the border anyway. I'm justified. I'm running away from the drug cartel. I don't want to get killed. And see, that's justification. That's justification. Because it's not like you coming over here and killing other people, like what they did to the indigenous people of America. They came over here killing up people with their own evil in the name of God. And then on Sunday, they were like, my favorite character is Apostle Paul. Let's go hang some niggas on trees after church. That's what they did. That's what they did. And then they say they're justifiable. Because I have faith. I'm saved and I have faith in the Lord. I'm justifiable. I can do whatever I want. I'm justifiable because I have faith in the Lord. Now, you know, this is some BS, right? You know that they have a mental illness, right? This is a mental illness. When you have faith in the Lord, you do what it says. You follow Yeshua. Yeshua don't go around sinning and say, I'm justifiable. Yeshua don't, has no sin in him. He's holy. So what's the difference between you and Yeshua? What's the difference between you and indigenous people? Because you don't see indigenous people going around saying, I want to take over the world. You don't see indigenous people says, I want all the things in the world. I want all them. I want, I'm going to colonize you and make you live the way I want you to live. I want everybody else to live the way I want them to live. Put my way of life. Put what I value. I want to give everybody else the world. Look at this Frenchman. Frenchman is going to Africa and said, look at. we trying to give you the world. This French man is going to Africa and offering you the world. And so without us, you're nothing. Without us, you're nothing. This is what the white man is saying to Africa. Without the Europeans in America, you are nothing. You have no technology. Well, who's greater? The servant, the slave. And so God wants to extinguish us, separate us from the wicked. So you have the righteous and unrighteous. And sometimes things look like a punishment, but it's not a punishment. It's to keep me away from you. See, you looking at us like we poor, but you the one that's poor without the Spirit of God. See, I might not have the things that is here today and thrown into the fire, which is nothing. You want the things that are here today and thrown into the fire. But God is separating me from you. So would you think that us, we live in these poor countries, you think they're poor countries, but they're richer than you because they're collecting the Spirit of God. So you value things that has no value. So God is distinguishing us between the unrighteous to the righteous. And so you laughing and calling certain people poor. But in reality, you're the one that's poor and retarded. Mentally, you're not mentally there. You're retarded. Because anybody that do evil and say, I'm justifiable and do it again is retarded. It's retarded. And you guys know I'm telling the truth. White Christians are retarded. They are retarded. Get out of here with that stuff. I'm justifiable. And your favorite character is Apostle Paul. It's retarded. And black folks, I love my black folks. But the ones that love money, the ones who worship white people, you worship white people. You worship white people when you want to be just like them. You want to be just like them. You want to crawl on your belly, searching for the things that's in the world, the things that's here today and thrown into the fire. That's not life. And Yeshua tells us, do not be in love with the money and do not follow the world. Why have things that someone can steal from you? But rather, let your treasure be what is in heaven, what is spiritual. And don't worry about how you're going to eat and what you're going to wear when you know that God is going to feed you. And you know that God loves you. When you was indigenous before the white man captured you, how was you living? You had cattle. God let it rain. All you had to do was just gather up fruits and vegetables and work your own yard. Before the white man captured you, how was you living? So black folks, I don't want to hear that. Oh, I gotta eat. I gotta eat. I gotta eat. How was you living before you was captured? How was you living before the Constitution was here? Of these founding fathers of the devil came. How was you living? When you was in Africa, how was you living? When you was in your indigenous state, how was you living? You was depending on God. And don't forget what God did for you. When he separated the waters in the Red Sea. When he fed us in the wilderness. When he fed our ancestors manna in the wilderness. So don't say that God is not with us and you know that God is with us. Don't be like the white European Christian who is mentally ill, who doesn't want to do right. But in actuality, they're cursing you. They don't want you to do right. So you don't have to worry about them putting you in slavery because they know better than that. They're right ahead of you when they're thinking about stuff. Because right now they're thinking about they're gonna let black people curse themselves. Because black people want to be like them. But they're not going to put you in slavery because they know that the servant is greater than the earthly wicked master. And they put you in slavery, they know that you're going to be saved. So they ain't going to put you in slavery anymore because right now they got you cursed. A slave and a servant is better than the wicked earthly master. And today they can't trust you for you to put you in slavery. You ever heard of their slave killing the masters? Slave killing masters. You be working for a white man. He's your slave master. And you the slave. And you cooking for him, you'll poison him. They can't trust you as being slaves today. Because the slave has power over the earthly wicked master. Because if you're a servant, they got to really trust a servant. You got to really trust a servant. That's why when you eat at restaurants and the food ain't right, but you don't want to say nothing because they go change it, you don't know what they did to your food. That's why they can't trust you as being slaves today. And they know if you're some good slaves that you're going to heaven. But they don't want you to go to heaven. So you don't have to worry about them putting you and making you slaves. I told you, you sit in the front, I'm going to burn you up. And if you hope for climate change, you're going to drown. I'm Trey Knowles. That's my time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water. All I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water. I am bringing. All I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water. All I need is one mic, one mic. All I need is one mic, one mic. I am bringing fire and water.